You all tend to know us from very professional, polished, forward-facing content. But if you are an audio-only, if you're simply listening to this, what you can't see is that all of us have liquor of questionable origin in front of us. We're going to play Sip or Spritz.
Minus me, I'm the grandma of the group today, but I'm just going to be asking the questions. Let's start off light and fun. So would you guys rather do 100 sprays of Shog Off Oud or take a shot?
I'm taking a shot.
Yeah.
Gonna drink to that.
That's everyone? All right. How about Black Opium or Good Girl? By show of hands, would you rather do Black Opium? Let's see.
Really?
You're drinking.
Oh, really? Would you rather do Good Girl? Everyone else?
Yep. So
All
that's
right.
that's 3-1 Jade.
Wow.
Wow,
I wasn't expecting that.
That one's actually
To
shocking.
be fair, and to be fair though, I will say Black Opium Le Parfum is the only flanker I've ever tried that I actually liked.
Do you like the
love that
overred one?
It's okay. Like you know what I don't like? I don't like when brands dangle cherry in front of me and then they don't go all in. Like
It's not cherry
I
heavy.
think
was like
the
a-
dry down of that one is very similar to Le Parfum.
Yeah.
It's
It
very
is.
vanilla.
It
Yes.
is.
But it's just a little bit cherry in the opening.
Yeah,
I wish it lasted a little longer though. I think
The
the Le
cherry?
Parfum is like the best smelling one
Love
and
it.
the best
Yeah.
performance. The Le Parfum is mwah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Now if you ask me,
I actually
about
bought my
that,
own. I actually bought it. Like they
Yeah.
sent it to me as PR,
Same.
but I actually
It's
I
really
bought
good.
it first, and I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
bought a bottle, too.
I didn't
It was
regret
really
spending
good.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. All right, next one. Would you guys rather wear freshies for the rest of your life, or would you rather do gourmands? Let's show of hands for freshies.
Fresh. My hands up.
Ooh, a tie.
Ah.
Gourmands.
What are we
Gourmands.
doing in
Both
this
people
case?
take shots.
Girl.
Everyone take shots.
Okay, what Khadija says.
Let's switch it up and do a never have I ever. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. Never. Never have I ever had a partner taste my perfume.
Yeah, all right.
Okay,
fine.
see, my thing is I've never had a partner tell me they've tasted
Yeah,
it,
they probably
but I
have,
feel like
but-
I know I sprayed
the
perfume
reaction.
fresh. You came a little too, you came too quick.
Yeah.
So it's like, I
That's what she said.
I walked into that one.
I'm just gonna shut the hell up and
I
drink.
feel like I know they tasted it, but it's like they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
that
gotten the
count?
actual complaint.
Yeah.
about it.
Exactly. No
Yeah.
complaints, but I feel like it has happened.
No harsh alcohol like
Who would complain?
that reaction? No.
Who would complain?
Do we take a shot for that or no?
No, I think she took a shot.
What's the story?
Have you gotten a complaint?
I am fond of the fact that the people in my life persevere through adversity. And if there was a little too much perfume in a situation, I was not informed until after the fact.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, next question. Would you rather... Oh, did you have one for that? All right, next question. Would you rather date a man who wears Sauvage, or would you rather date a man who only wears Axe? Show of hands for Sauvage.
We have to date a man.
There's different types of Sauvage, but
Yeah.
also I've heard that the new Axes are pretty good. I've never smelled them, but I've heard some things about it. But I think I'm gonna go with Sauvage.
Wow. And then Axe? Neither.
I just feel like it's so lazy. Like the reason I don't like Sauvage is not because like it's a bad fragrance. I just think it's lazy. Like it's the best-selling fragrance in every department store. So that means you walked in and they handed you the first thing that they assumed you'd like.
Yeah.
It's the most popular thing, and you just said okay. Like,
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
true.
Like nobody even just drives one car. You
Side-
know, like
yeah.
even
Men who don't work hard.
And
I
as a
just feel like it's
sidebar, if you go in there and you smell Sauvage and you're thinking, oh, I like this, but you'd like not to be thought of with scorn and derision by the female community writ large, go smell Burberry Hero. It's not quite a fougere, but it's a really pretty cedar.
I like the Aqua di Joa.
The Aqua de Joy is very pretty.
And
All
I
of the
love
Valentinos for men are
They're so good.
incredible.
the
All of
Omo,
them.
the whole Omo
Yes.
line. And I love the Azzaro Most Wanted
hell, even
Intense.
Chanel
That one's really good
Sport.
too.
I have like a little story time for that. Can I share it real
Yeah.
quick?
Yeah,
Azzaro
please.
the Most Wanted Intense. This is a few years ago. I was trying to be loyal to Football Bay or whatever. It was in season, you know. I was literally about to see him the next day at his game. And so I'm at the gas station after going to like a pumpkin patch with my cousins. And there's this guy. He has no idea who I am. Doesn't know I'm into fragrance. And he comes up to me. He was really cute. Light-skinned dreadhead. So he comes up to me and he's like, can you smell my wrist? Like if you were to see a guy, which one do you prefer? Which guy would you go on a date with? And I was like, this one. He was like, okay, so when can I take you out on a date? And I was trying to be loyal, so I turned it down. But I looked at the perfume that he had sprayed there, and it was Azzaro, the Most Wanted Intense. I ordered it, and I've also gifted it to.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
The one that gets me that I feel really like I've complimented on men twice, and these men have been nothing but trouble because men are nothing but trouble. And also on one woman, Givenchy Gentleman. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good. You know what? I have a friend and he wore that layered with baccarat. Incredible.
That actually sounds
because
like it'd be
because it's like this. It's like a spicy masculine kind of scent, and then the baccarat kind of sweetens it up, and together it was like.
We have a sidebar for if the people in our lives that we've turned into fragrance nuts.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that's a good story.
Shout out to Angela.
I love your sister. Angela's so sweet.
All right, next one. This one's a scenario. So would you rather be able to only wear makeup but never be able to wear perfume? Or would you do perfume but not be able to wear makeup? So for the first one, makeup, no perfume, show of hands. No one. But perfume and never wear makeup? Oh, y'all are face card. Never declines. Okay.
I love makeup, but I love perfume way more.
Yeah.
Like way more.
And I
I
also
cannot
feel
live
like-
without it.
Yeah, I feel like every day I wear perfume for the most part. I don't wear makeup every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They can turn the lights off. That's
What
fine.
would you pick for that one?
You can turn your nose off.
I think I honestly would pick, I would do makeup.
Really?
Yeah. I rather, for me, and I always say this, and it's in this order for me, look good, smell good, feel good. I value looking good a little more.
Question for you. When you say perfume, perfume is perfume, like just perfume. We didn't say fragrance for that question.
Oh,
No, she's
would,
learning this.
you would still use fragrance body oil.
I
so you
can't
can
smell like
still-
anything, just like straight out the shower.
So you're
I would
talking
do makeup.
about you even straight out the shower, no body oils, nothing, still makeup.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a trooper.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
I believe in the look good, feel good
Yeah.
thing too, but it's just like I would find other avenues, like changing up my hairstyle, wearing a really cute outfit, and I mean, there's skincare products that can really accentuate what you've got going on. A little eyebrow gel and some sunscreen can go a long way.
That's true, that's
And I
true.
will also say, I feel like I'm the type of person I've always said, like, if my hair is not done but I'm wearing a cute outfit, I will not look done. But if my hair is done and I'm wearing sweatpants and a hoodie, I will still look somewhat decent, you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Be honest now.
Oh gosh.
Be honest now. Have you guys ever lied about a fragrance in order to gatekeep it?
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm trying to
I have gate kept fragrances, but I haven't lied about it in order to gatekeep
Yeah, I don't-
it.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I forgot. I can't remember which one.
Oh
Never?
no, I don't ever play dumb.
No.
I just be like, oh, it's this fragrance.
I want to hear Elsie's
like,
story. What's going on?
I am comprised entirely of pettiness and spite. And I didn't like the person who asked. So I absolutely feigned ignorance. Or perhaps worse, I think I might have just been like total misdirection.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they're still in it. Yeah, let me just drink.
You know what doesn't make sense? Because I'll get on the internet and share my perfumes, but I'm actually very picky about the people in my real life about
Yeah.
smelling like that, and I don't know if that makes me like, I don't
it
know.
makes sense though because you're gonna be in the same room as those
I don't
people.
want
These
us all
people
to
on
smell the
internet,
same. Yeah, I'll
exactly,
never
they're
see
not
you.
gonna be around
And
you.
can I share another quick story?
Definitely.
Do you want to talk after?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say something. I thought you were going to say
No.
something. So I agree. I will 100% share my perfume online because I feel like I don't never get to see these people in person, but most of them I'm not going to see in person. But when it comes to real life, I'll tell you what I'm wearing, but I don't always want you to go out and buy it.
Yeah.
And there's a story. One of my guy best friends ended up buying Delina Exclusive, which when people ask me what's my signature scent, I will always say that one because I feel like that's the one that's I can wear for so many occasions. And then he bought that for another
His girlfriend or?
no, not for his girlfriend, but for one of our other like female friends. I was just like, seriously, and she has the same birthday as me on top of that.
Oh,
and he got it for her
You show
birthday.
up on your
He didn't get me a
birthday?
birthday
So
gift.
messy.
He didn't get me a
Wow.
birthday gift, but he got her Delina Exclusive.
Shame on you,
Yeah.
whoever you are.
That's heinous. That's heinous.
I'm not mad at her though. I love you, but
Have you guys ever, and I'm actually guilty of this, have you ever put on too much fragrance, like you're choking people out?
Yes.
yeah. Are we taking a shot? If we have.
If you have, take a shot.
I've only
Cheers.
had that incident one time, and it was when my goddaughter was being born,
Yeah.
and I was at the hospital. And I mean, I know in the hospital they're like overly sensitive in there,
Yeah.
but I swear on everything I love, I had on Madison Square Park by Bond Number 9, and I swear I didn't even apply so much of it, but I was sitting on the opposite side of the room in the window, and as soon as she came in, I mean, there's a good mile in between us, and she was like, "Oh my God, the perfume is just so much." I'm just like, "Oh brother."
Oh gosh. I went to visit my parents' house one time and my sister came after me from outside. She was like, "I knew you were here. I could smell you from the parking lot."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this is probably a problem."
Or maybe it's a good
You're
thing.
doing too much.
Doing too much.
Did you guys take your shots already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we took it.
Damn.
That's a wrap for my questions, unless you guys want to keep going and you have
Anyone have any questions?
any questions? Some rogue questions?
Let's see here.
We touched on the topic of like giving someone the same fragrances.
Oh man.
So have you guys been in the situation where you have like specifically with like a partner given different relationships the same fragrance because you really like it, because I know for
That's
a fact
trifling.
I have.
That's trifling.
I'm sorry, baby, if I like it. Especially because, okay, this is the thing, like, if I have already fallen in love with a fragrance and I do something nice for you and I get it for you, it's just like when you introduce someone to a restaurant. It's like you don't want them going to that restaurant anymore after you. It's like, forget about that restaurant. Don't wear that fragrance anymore.
Exactly.
I'm taking all of that
Imagine
into my next relationship.
another girl saying you smell so good.
Exactly. And on
Say, "I
behalf
got
of
you."
me,
Please.
literally, when I say I built my ex's collection, I'm just like, babe, I really don't care. Like, you can keep the designer shoes I bought you and whatever else for birthdays and stuff, but give me back
Give
the
her her
fragrance.
perfume
Give me
back.
back my, I want
Okay.
my Meteor, I want my Clive Christian.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Go ahead, OC. Don't be shy. Don't act like you're shy.
Where's the story?
There was a buy two get one free situation, and it was.
No, you didn't.
Look, okay. Here's the thing, and listen to this, okay? Any of you start interacting with a woman, and you happen to have the misfortune of being born with, the wrong chromosomes. Well, let me rephrase, because that could have been taken out of context. If you have the misfortune of being born with the affliction of being male, and you decide to interact with a woman, and she calls you daddy and says, I've never called anybody that before, that's a fucking lie. Same deal with the fragrance, okay? So I like a particular scent. I enjoy it. I'm not wrong. Don't ever believe it. Don't ever believe it. Please, just adjust your expectations. It's the truth. You hear daddy, you hear popping out of somebody's mouth. That's not the first time they've said it, I assure you.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed a particular fragrance, so there are multiple people who, God, I hope they don't see
Multiple people
this.
who call you daddy and multiple people who grab that fragrance.
Multiple people who call me daddy, you bet your ass.
Period. Oh, I love that energy.
It was easy, and there was a discount, and it's consistent. I don't have to worry about what I'm complimenting.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I
Budget
literally,
savvy.
I had a friend, and I'm like a huge proponent of Meteor by Louis Vuitton. And when I ran into my friend, she was like, "Girl, you did not lie about that." She said, "Oh, I buy that for every man that I date." And I'm like, "I love that for you."
I don't buy
But-
anything for men that I date.
Oh,
I actually like.
Not a single gift.
If you're my husband,
ooh,
I do
energy.
because I'm your gift. Like, you're auditioning for me. So I don't buy gifts for men that I date.
I love that. I admire that about you, but I'm just such a giver. And it's like really, it's just more so like I'm out and I'm like, I like this. I want to smell it on you, and it's not even about like giving or gifting to you. It's more so for myself.
I'm generous to the people in my life, like my friends, my family members. They get fragrances 24/7 from me. But men
Not
that
even
I date,
on his birthday.
everyone is.
You get
something else on the
her
birthday.
out. He's taking her out.
But it's different for women. I will take a woman shopping very happily.
Yeah.
Like, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Women are amazing. They're goddesses.
Remember when Elsie went out with us in Atlanta and we went to Crew?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
She was like,
Oh,
she
God.
was like, they were getting sending the shots over.
Literally.
She was like, yeah, I need to go out with women more often.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus. He was
We had a
trying-
time.
Time that
So
night.
fun. Well, we had
A time had
last
us.
night. Exactly.
I plead the fifth.
I will say though, I don't really. I'll give a man PR. It takes a special. It takes a special man for me to actually buy it for real.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever bought a man that I've like dated the same perfume. But what I will say is like I bought it for maybe like my friend and my little brother and him. So it's not like two different men that I've talked to. It might be
Yeah.
like family, friend, and you have it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is the combos that I have to sit out because if I like you, I love you, and there's
That's
no
me.
limit to what I'll
That's
do.
me.
with
When
somebody.
I say I turn into a trick,
It's
and
like
I
my
hate
joy
that.
to like see them happy.
Yeah. And I think it translates that way in every part of my life. It's not like I'm boy crazy or just like, oh, I have to buy his love. Like, no. It's just, if I'm that way with my family, I'm that way with my friends, I'm that way with anyone that I love or care about. I want you to be happy. I want little things.
Spoiled.
Especially because I just feel like as men, like, you know, a lot of times, I mean, realistically, mental health as a whole is really neglected. But a lot of men, it's like no one really checks on them and asks how their day is going and how they're feeling. And so it's like the amount of excitement they get when like, damn, you got this for me. Like no woman's ever done this for me before. And it's not that I'm trying to like compete or anything, but it's just like the joy that you get in being that person to like really make their day, make them feel seen and special. Like I like that.
You know what's so crazy about that? If I could just add on to that, I remember my brother telling me that as a man, he never gets like compliments, and I'm like, people on the street don't say nice things to you because that happens to women all the time, right?
Yeah.
So I even feel like with fragrance, introducing that, and now he's like obsessed with fragrance. That is such an easy way for people to compliment even a man, saying
That's
like,
what we
you
talked
smell
about
good.
yesterday.
You know?
It's easier to compliment on a scent versus like how someone looks.
Yeah.
Can I ask? Oh, go ahead.
No, men are, I think, men are not used to the kind of casual physical interactions that we have in female friendships. there is a camaraderie that we have that, like, I'm perfectly comfortable touching your shoulder or giving you a hug. That is cynically, I would say that's also how you get better oral. But, like, on an actual note that doesn't make me a piece of shit, which I kind of am.
He is loving this. He is literally cracking up. He's
The problem is, my friend, it's not a word of a lie. But there is a way that you can show people through gifts, through physical affection, that you're into them. But also, my presence is a present. Yeah. And I don't want to set a standard where that's not, like, at the very least, reciprocated.
Yeah.
But not with women. Somebody can step on me. I don't care. Everybody's really hot. I'm sitting here. Pride Month came early. It's great.
I was going to ask, because you were talking about how you're, like, a gift giver, because I feel like I'm the same way. When I like you, I want to give you the world. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like I have a very hard time asking for stuff. Me too. But recently, I feel like I've tried to be like, you know what? Get me this. Do this for me. And when I don't have to ask for it either, it's like, okay, thank you. Not like, oh, are you sure? Like we were talking about the other day. Yeah. None of that.
Yeah. So and honestly, I'm the same way. And I think it's because, like, I'm just really old school. I feel like a man should come in and see how hard you work and see what type of woman you are. Yes. Recognize your value and just want to do it.
I shouldn't have to ask.
And the thing is, I talked to a guy friend of mine and he's like, yeah, but, you know, life just doesn't work like that. Like, sometimes men need to be. But I said, I painted it to him like this. I said, do men want to have to ask when they want some? Do men have to ask? You don't want to have to ask to come home and have your home cleaned and dinner's ready. Yeah. It's so much better when they just do it. And she get on her knees because she wants to. You know what I'm saying? If a man has to ask for it, it kind of takes away from it. You get it. And honestly, when I put it into that perspective, he was like, yeah, you're right. Like, it hits different when a woman just does it because she wants to and not because you're asking. A woman doesn't want to have to ask for flowers because it takes away from the significance of you doing that for her. The thoughtful gesture to say, hey, I thought about you, and not I'm doing this because you asked me to. So
can I ask one more question? This is for everyone. We can start with Funmi. Yeah. What is a fragrance on a man that would make you just want to do?
Oh, God. I don't really, for some reason, the guys I date don't tend to, like, super be into fragrance. Like, they are what I call casual fragrance lovers. But I did date a guy once who wore Noir de Noir and Baccarat Rouge X-Ray as a combo, and it was crazy. That's the only thing I took from that relationship.
Khadija?
I would say a Zara Wanted. That's like a really good one.
The intense one, the black bottle?
The intense, yeah.
Yep.
He's over here taking notes.
You writing them down?
Are you writing those down?
I'll send you a list. After this, I will literally give you a list.
For me, Blue Talisman by Ex Nihilo. That drives me absolutely feral.
I would say, again, a Zara, the most wanted, intense, the gas station guy. It took all of me to be loyal. And then also, what's another one? I feel like one that's really underrated is L'Homme à la Rose.
Thank you. Absolutely.
I love that. I love it.
It's absolutely stunning.
Fresh, green, floral.
I like a fougere. You have to understand too, when I deign to be attracted to men, it's Jeff Goldblum. It's J.K. Simmons. Like, I need at least a 30-year difference. Like, there's got to be a retirement fund that's kind of almost there. So I like a kind of older fougere. The Aqua de Parma fougeres, the Aqua de Parma Colonia is really nice. Abso-fucking-lutely.
And I love
And a little niche cut is a fragrance called Blocky Kosciuszko. It's got a really pretty green tobacco note in it, but it smells so good on women.
I'm going to say honorable mention Armani Code. That one smells really good on men.
Yeah, the Armani
too.
Code's nice.
That is a good one.
I've got one. Drink if you have watched helplessly that a bottle falls off a shelf and just shatters.
Literally on my way here, packing the fragrances, I dropped my $540 bottle of oil that is this big. My Vanilla Barca by Amouage. The cap of it broke, so I have it sitting up in my purse to where it won't spill, but like the rim of it that holds the stopper in broke. And and again, I've just learned to count my blessings in really crappy situations, because I'm like, if the actual bottle broke and that delicious juice spilled out, I would literally, that'd be my 13th reason. That would be my 13th reason. But it's just the top. But that's happened so many times. So I will drink to that.
I have a weird bottle that's broken twice. Same. I have a bottle of Awaz by Helwa that I bought. It was like almost $300. And the first time it broke, it fell off the counter. So I was like, okay, it fell off the counter. I bought it again. It shattered when it fell off the counter. The second time it broke, it was on my desk, and I knocked it over on my desk. And it broke on my desk.
It shattered on your desk?
It shattered. Like, I knocked it over as I was moving bottles, and it cracked, like, at the top and spilled everywhere. So I was like, it's It's weird because I didn't think it was a delicate bottle, but now I'm like, damn, am I gonna buy it a third time? Is third time the charm?
Third
Is there
time's
something
the
in the
I really
universe?
like it, but then now in my mind, I'm like, I've spent
Maybe
$900.
decant it.
Is it a
I spent
size?
$900 on this bottle. Like,
My Escapade Gourmand shattered in the
I
box.
remember
I
that
would
video.
cry.
saw
I
your
literally
video.
cried. It was
I
like
would cry.
it was probably like 90% full too, and it was in the box, and it was because it was freshly out of the hospital after my accident, and I was on my little scooter, and I was trying to carry too many things at once, and it slipped right up under my hand, and it was in the box, and I just heard kerplunk, and then I just saw this puddle starting to fill, and I literally cried. I cried for so long. Sabrina was there that day, and she was just like, she's like, you should have told me to help you. Like, you're always trying to be so independent. I know. I was petrified. I was so hurt.
Now
But my
I
friend
think about
bought me
it,
another bottle.
I don't think I've ever like broke a knock on wood.
Yeah, God
broke a
bless you.
perfume. One time, a perfume I gave to a guy when they were over, like they had just taken a shower, they went to put it on or whatever, but they dropped it in the bathroom, and now like my bath mat was smelling like I think it was like Polo 67, that new one. It was some Ralph Lauren something. And what? You got a story about that?
No, that's just like of the things I would want breaking in my bathroom. That's not super high on the list.
I mean, like, even after I washed the bath mats and everything, it still smelled like that. And I put the towels in with it. I was like, when we just washed everything, all my towels started to smell like it. And I don't mind it. I like how it smelled.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever broken one myself.
I've also had a bottle that broke twice, and it was the Lyra. The first one, all right, was my fault. It was in the airport. I could be like, all right, that's on me. But the second one was on carpet, so I'm just like,
Did you
in
get
this
it
bottle,
another
we're
time?
just not. I didn't get it again.
A lot of my bottles are super durable though. Like the Parfums de Marly's and stuff like that have fallen off my shelf so many times. My
Same.
House of Sillage, they have never broken, and I thank God for that. But it had to be the Escapade Gourmand. But my bathroom smelled like Escapade Gourmand for like a month and a half, and
That's
that was
good.
beautiful.
I will say though, Khadija, I'm surprised about the Xerjoff one because I feel like the Lyra bottle doesn't seem super.
I think
Yeah.
someone was just
Yeah.
preying on my downfall, honestly, because
Another one then on that subject. Drink if you have a fragrance line you refuse to buy because the bottles to you are ugly as sin. Okay, for me and I are both drinking.
Did we even drink to the last one?
Oh
I
no,
didn't
I didn't have to drink.
either. Oh well, I should have.
This
Seriously,
is devolving
drinking
as
well.
I
expected,
can't
which
think
is
right
good.
now, but I want to know because your face right now, for me, I want to know what it is.
it's always good, girl. Like, I just hate the bottle.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
I don't think I will not say that the bottles are tacky because I know people like them and they are the bottles for every fragrance in that line.
Yeah.
But I just don't like them. Like I call it the paper bag bottle. Like I would put a paper bag on it.
back shelf.
Agreed.
See, I feel like I like if Good Girl, if Baccarat was inside a Good Girl, I'm trying to think of if I would buy it. Like that, I'm at first I was gonna say yes, but now I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Like I smelled Good Girl blush and I was like, oh, this isn't bad, but I still wouldn't buy it because this bottle is just so ergonomically
Heinous.
uncomfortable to use.
Yeah.
I would say the Juicy Couture, specifically the gold one. I don't know if
It's
it's,
so
just
gaudy.
it's nostalgia for me or if it's just a good caramel. But like the bow and the diamonds and
very
everything,
gaudy.
I can't.
I really don't care what it's in. If
Yeah.
it smells good, I will buy it. I don't care about the bottle.
That's
Elsie,
fair.
what's yours?
Which ones aren't? I have this really odd. It's like, and it's not even a thing that's in production anymore. Those Gwen Stefani Harajuku girls. I find it like, in addition to like her being like weirdly appropriative of Japanese culture, they were like the worst atomizers I've ever used. And it was, and they would always, it was like the crappiest investment I ever made. I also just, it's a personal taste thing. I really wonder how much the House of Sillage bottles would cost if they weren't those damn cupcakes.
Yeah.
But
But
they
they're
run
always on
sales all the
sale. They're
time.
always on sale.
What's that supposed to mean? But when you have the little collection, I will admit there is something
They're
like wonderfully
gorgeous
girly
bottles,
pop and
though.
princess when they're all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Waiting for Star Wars one. That
Okay.
one I will buy.
So on that note, kind of the opposite of that, take a shot if you've ever bought a perfume specifically because the bottle was cute.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
I have.
Let me think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would
can't
probably
think of
be
one.
House of Sillage. The first House of Sillage that I bought, which was Cherry Garden, I think. I bought it because I'm like, I have to have one of those cupcakes in my collection.
So yeah.
And then I expanded it, but yeah, it was definitely that one.
Same.
House of Sillage for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever bought one because it was cute. Maybe I just don't have money to spend like that, but I have to like it if I'm gonna buy it.
But it could be like a cheapie that's cute. Like I feel like the Billie Eilish. I like the gold one
think
because I
that's
feel like
cute.
some people could use it as decor,
Yeah,
and it could be
for
like
sure.
above your mantle or
Yeah,
something, and you
seriously.
wouldn't even know it's a perfume like that.
It's beautiful, but if I didn't like the smell, like the juice, I wouldn't buy it.
I feel like I could like the juice and maybe not love it and still buy it because the bottle's cute. And like,
Yeah, as decoration.
that's how I feel about Oriana, because I don't love the juice, but I really like the hot pink bottle. I think it's so cute.
That's fair.
I had prior to Dame Jo selling off Jo Malone to I guess Estee Lauder, there was a run that she did. She does those limited editions. There was one bottle that was painted on the inside. It was called Lupin and Patchouli, and it was like the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. And the scent was fine. It smelled like outside, which is my MO. And I've repurchased that twice though, because I find the bottle so utterly lovely.
I love that.
Those are fun.
That's a lot coming from you, because you don't like a lot of bottles. Like,
I find like and Funmi, like I think we can all speak to this being someone on the industry side. I appreciate thought that goes into packaging, but I also understand how much it costs. So I don't need something to be wickedly inventive. Nomad No Way just came out with some things. It's a very stock standard cylindrical bottle with a nice black label and a nice cap. The atomizer is nice. Most of it's probably stock, and the pricing's $175. And I would rather you have nice basics at a reasonable price than feel like you need to go out of your way. That being said, that XLT bottle's fucking gorgeous.
it is. It really is.
So it's, I'm not.
Do you have a particular bottle, and this is for all of you, that like you really, really love? Like the quality of the bottle? Like I love a good smooth spraying atomizer. I love a magnetic cap. That's why I really appreciate the sniff bottles. I like the Louis Vuitton bottles for the same reason. Like I love when you just spray it and it's just like like, oh.
I would say in general, like my bottle style, I love a glass bottle with gold accents, like a gold cap, gold writing, Exalté, perfect example, glass and gold. That is my thing. And I just like glass bottles. I don't really like the colorful bottles as much.
I'm trying to remember. Skip me for now. There was a bottle that I tried recently that just blew my mind. I'm trying to find it.
Atomizer wise, the Juliets are really good.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
And the original KLE atomizers, I feel like they definitely
never got to
changed.
try them.
But like honestly, the first vanilla 28 bottle like is so beautiful. 'Cause I like the little cap with the gem on it. I like the glass bottle. It has gold details and it has a really nice atomizer.
It's a good
So
look.
satisfying.
It's literally
Some ASMR.
What about you, Khadija? You know what's funny? Because people say that the perfumes de Marly's are ugly, but I think they're so beautiful.
they're gorgeous to
They're
me.
so
It's
like
stunning
pretty
and
princess
sleek.
perfume.
Yeah, like it's such my vibe.
I think
would say
that the
one.
most hated bottles I've heard, a lot of people say that they refuse to buy Bond Number 9 because they hate.
Those
I
are
hate
so
Starship. Yeah.
fucking
I think they're so obnoxious.
Yeah.
So the brand is called Salas.
Oh my
And these bottles are like almost
goodness.
$1,000.
Oh my
Glass?
god.
Yes, it is glass. So the top is glass. You can get it without it. It's a little cheaper to just get the bottle itself, which is a plain gold top. With the glass, it's like $1,000. But it feels incredible. And if you're like someone who collects perfume,
Yeah.
I think that this is definitely a fragrance that you would love to have on your shelf. It is this particular fragrance, Amortorito, smells incredible for summer. Like it's this beautiful tropical, really delicious fragrance. I'll send you guys some
You had me on
cans.
tropical and delicious.
But
Yeah,
it's the glass itself that it's like a custom blown glass
If you're-
that is just it's
Now,
so beautiful.
if this fell, I would cry. Like imagine this
Mine
shattering.
did.
I'd have to put it in like a glass
So it fell
case.
off, like it detached from the gold
Yeah.
part, like the lid. So I had some to send me another one, but
If you're listening along, the bottle that Funmi's showing is this gorgeous teardrop with red glass, and then at the top it flares into like this Murano, almost Venetian glass teardrop.
and it's heavy too. It feels so good. I also really like Electimus bottles. They're heavy as well.
The Electimus ones are cool.
And I always joke that you could use it as like a weapon. You can throw it in someone's window.
The Black Cliff bottles, which are Tomlinson, who is, I believe, from Haiti or maybe Barbados, from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
All of his bottles are black rock with a crack in the back, like you can see the juice. I am convinced that I don't need a Louisville Slugger. Should someone break into my home, I would cry because I'd hate if my Incidental Oris bottle broke.
Yeah.
But that's a sufficient weapon.
Right.
Speaking of bottles and rocks, the House of Beau bottles are so
They are.
pretty.
I love
and it
the
has the
caps.
crystals for every different scent has like different crystals as a cap. It is so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Okay, so would you rather your home always smells good but you don't smell like anything, or you always smell good but your home doesn't smell like anything?
Should you raise your hands for this one?
I guess
So what's the first one?
it's tough. You know, I'm gonna say I would rather smell good
Yep.
because I really don't like having people at my house.
That's
like,
exactly
who
what I was
comes
gonna
over?
say.
Like,
And it's like if you said that the house smelled bad, I'd be like, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
smelling
just
like,
like
nothing,
nothing.
I can handle that.
yeah, like as long as my house smells clean. Like if I mop my floors, my home will smell like at least like Lysol.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
And you spend most of the day, or at least
coming
I
to my
do.
house is like getting White House clearance. Like I don't like people don't like people
Special
touching my
Can
stuff.
you get rid of the address? So with that being said, like, what are your favorite home fragrances? Or you know what, better yet, are there fragrances that you like for your home but don't necessarily like for yourself? Because I definitely have some.
Yeah.
For example, like in the kitchen, sometimes I do like burning like a really good bakery scent, but sometimes I like those green scents, and I don't wear green perfumes like that. So, but I can do that for a home. Do you guys have any?
Yeah. I don't tend to wear a lot of heavier leathers or suedes. There's a couple exceptions, or things that are really heavy on sandalwood. It doesn't play well on my skin. But I do want my house to smell like sandalwood. There's a candle from a brand called Maison Detto. It's called Ratano. It smells like horse tack and hay. And this is actually not fair because I wear the fragrance, but the candle is sublime. Genuinely so good.
My home has a signature scent. It's gonna sound really, really basic, but it's the Gain scent. And one time I was with my friend Brandy, and I have like a jacket in the back, and I was like, "Oh, smell it!" And she's like, "Oh, it smells so good." She said, "It smells like your house," because I use the Gain on my laundry, and I have the the plugins around the house. But I also really like the Bath and Body Works plugins and things like that. Honey,
and they last.
Yes, they do, and they perform really well. And like even when my maintenance man come, he's like, "Oh, I can smell your unit from outside the door, and it always smells good when I come in here." But my favorite candle of all time that is like so underrated, and I feel like no one ever talks about it, it is called Olive Branch, and it is by Michael Aram. And it has like this subtle like olivey undertone to it, but it is a clean scent like I like, and it has like this soapy clean but like laundry freshness that I just cannot describe. But the olive makes it like more unique to where it doesn't smell like Laundry Day by Bath and Body Works or any of the other laundry-esque kind of scents. But that is literally like, if Michael Aram ever sees this, baby, please send me. I love that candle so much.
Where's your camera? Michael Aram.
Michael Aram. Are we here?
My home scent is actually also very opposite to who I am. I'm definitely like girly pop, pink, sugary or whatever, but I love a good mahogany like in my house. There's something so
that
comforting. Masculine, maybe I'm manifesting masculine energy in my home. I don't know, but it's like I love that so much. Even my car, Bath and Body Works mahogany teakwood is like the best comforting scent.
Yeah, it's iconic.
So good.
It never goes out of style ever.
I don't love that, and I have people send me candles like this all the time. I don't like bakery scents. Like I don't want my house to smell like chocolate chip cookies. I am the same way that I want my house to smell like a really expensive hotel.
Yeah.
And I've literally bought candles and other things I've smelled in hotels, like the oils. I love the Hotel Collection diffusers because they are literally created after like the way certain hotels smell, like the SLS, St. Regis. And so I'm constantly burning like spa-like, woody, clean, fresh fragrances in my house. And people will send me like chocolate chip cookie or cinnamon roll. I'm like, I'll burn it like in the winter. But I live in Texas, so
For the 3 days
I want
of winter,
lemongrass
you
and sandalwood and
Exactly.
cedar and really fresh, clean fragrances like
I love that vibe
I
as
will
well.
say that like my kitchen and my room are definitely different. I like my room to have a cozy vibe, so that's where I have like the vanilla fragrances, but it also depends. But more like the vanilla gourmand candles I keep in my room, and then I'll have like maybe the more floral bright ones in the kitchen area. But even then, sometimes on like a cozy cold winter day, I will burn, for example, brown sugar babe banana bread.
Exactly.
And it makes my home smell like I was just baking banana bread all day.
Yeah.
So
See, I'll put like a champagne toast kind of vibe in my bedroom only, not in the rest of my house. Or like the fireside marshmallow. I love that one in the fall time. So I definitely get like different rooms or different vibes. My bathroom as
different
well.
rooms, different vibes.
I keep like a more like a hotel vibe, like fresh citrusy kind of smell in my bathroom as opposed to my living room. So yeah, I get that for sure.
Something that I really love that I've been seeing recently is a lot of people embracing like cultural ways to scent a home. I'm Somali, so we have like something called unsi. So it's like similar to oud, just like flavored kind of wood chips, and then you burn that. But I've been seeing people like embracing that a lot more, and it just is so interesting.
Similar to
I love
before?
it. Yeah, simpler.
Like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Somali version.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's similar with every sort of, about like middle of November, I'll switch from candles to a simmer pot, which is just cinnamon, clove, orange peel, kind of whatever you like that's got that sort of warm citrus spice.
Is that a southern thing? Because I, like my family, my dad's family's from the south or whatever, and so it's like, oh, after you fry fish, you gotta boil cinnamon.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I think it's probably like global. Everybody's like, it's either bahur or candles or oils or something like that. That's especially in a kitchen to try to kind of clean up the scent.
Yeah.
But that to me, like there's there's always something about Christmas or the holidays. Like that's when I know it starts. So my kitchen can only smell like that during holidays,
Yeah,
like
for
no
sure.
other time.
I've also seen a trend. I've seen Sir Candleman talk about this as layering candles in the home. And I tried it before with his Heart of the Matter candle, which is like a cozy, woody, touch of spicy vanilla candle. So do you guys ever do that? And I feel like we're kind of talking about different rooms having different scents.
Yeah.
I layer not necessarily candles, but like my Glade plugins. So I'll have like apple and vanilla going
Yeah,
at the same time,
exactly.
and I just love that combo.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Or like even the room spray that I use might differ from the candle that's burning or the wall plug. So yeah, I think we all kind of dabble in it a little bit, even if it's subconscious.
I scent my linens, which I really like to do. So is like I like to layer mediums. So I might have a candle going, and I might have like I love the Antica Farmacista diffusers, the Reed diffusers. They last forever. They're lovely. They've got like 16 million different sort of scents. But the Maker Naked on sheets is beautifully crisp. It's a little peppery. Your sheets smell even cleaner.
Is that the one that has a peach note in it too?
That's
Is it that
wild.
one? Wild, okay.
Yeah, the Maker candles are also like a shameless plug for those because they're 70-ish bucks. But when you finish burning them, you end up with a glassware set.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's the
I have
prettiest.
a few.
They're like, and you end up I've had people try to steal my glassware. I'm like, get your own.
My sister will use it in her little matcha and coffee videos. I'm like, yep, there's that candle.
The only thing I won't do is like if I have like a plain vanilla, like I love the Nest vanilla, and I buy them in bulk during Sephora sale. I think it's the best vanilla candle, and it goes with every other candle I have. But I won't do like a sea salt and sage candle with chocolate chip cookie. Like
Yeah.
it sounds like mixing pork chops and porridge.
Speaking of that, like now going into how we layer perfumes, because I feel like everyone has their method, but ours might be similar. How do you guys go about layering
I
fragrances?
feel like there's no method to my madness. Some days I will do like similar scents. Some days I will do opposites. Like if something is really deep, sexy, dark, then I'll like sprinkle in something really sweet.
Yeah.
Or then sometimes I'm just like, oh, these two pink bottles look cute together. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
mix them together too.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely, usually I have an idea in mind of like how I want to smell, and I can, look at my collection and see what type of vibe I think I can mesh. And sometimes they don't always work. Like when I was going to Formula One, I wanted to incorporate one of the Ellis Brooklyn fragrances since they were who had invited me. And I tried, in my mind, I thought that Erbapura by Zerjoff would layer really well with like sweet or apple love, and it did not mix well. So sometimes it doesn't always work out in my head, but typically it's like whatever's the strongest fragrance. Like one of my go-to combos for like a sexy date night is like YSL Libre and Baccarat Rouge 540. And although Baccarat, I have both the Eau de Parfum and the Extrait, Libre is like such an intense, strong, masculine fragrance that will overpower anything.
Yeah.
So I typically put that on first and then just sprinkle some Baccarat on top to like sweeten it up.
Yeah.
So that's typically like how my layering process goes. It's usually like the heavier one first and then something light on top.
I'm
But
the same.
yeah.
But how I kind of do go about it is like for me, I don't normally just go like all willy-nilly and just try out stuff, but I'll do like what note do I want to amplify in the
Exactly.
fragrance? What note do I want to play up or even play down? So let's say if it's a rose, vanilla, lychee fragrance like Delina Exclusive, if I want to emphasize the lychee, I can use Kaoli, even sparkling lychee,
Right.
to emphasize that. So I kind of do it as a way to emphasize notes.
Same.
There is a method to my madness. Just a little bit mad scientist. The best analogy for fragrance layering I find is cooking. If you think about building a well-rounded dish, it means that you might incorporate like the best tomato sauces usually have a little sugar in them. So and you can look these up. There's tons of sort of olfactory wheels. Things that are across from each other tend to go well.
Yeah.
Orange peel works beautifully with cinnamon or a spice. But my general rule is to stick to something with the same olfactive weight. There are things that can be very dense and heavy and very light and crisp. I try to keep everything the same sort of weight. But the baseline always is Kumba made Persian Garden. It is this pretty little $12.50 roll-on musk that is the base of everything I wear. And then I just sort of, like, I want to smell like fruit. So today I've got like 6 perfumes on, all of which are sort of fruit-oriented.
Yeah.
A fruit cocktail.
Yeah, I get that because I wouldn't put like light blue and Shagaf Oud together.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
For sure.
But like for example, with Shagaf Oud, like I would pair it with like something cherry, like really
Yeah.
rich and sweet. I think about just things that complement each other. Like that's
Yeah.
usually what I do. It's just is it complementary? You know,
Yeah.
I think of it like you said, like putting together a dish or putting together a sandwich. Like I wouldn't do a pork chop sandwich with oatmeal.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds disgusting. Or smoothie. Like I wouldn't blend a chocolate smoothie with like octopus. And so sometimes like people will message me and be like, what do you think of this combination? I'm like, it actually sounds disgusting. Like, it sounds like you're putting Shaggoff Oud and light blue together, you know, and maybe that you like it, but
and there are all those fragrances.
there's people that put ketchup on oatmeal, so I mean, but it's just like, it's a compliment each other. That's
I will say though, just have fun with it, because I feel like sometimes people get so intimidated, especially like in my DMs. People are like, as if it's a science. How do I layer this? How, like, girl,
whatever
relax.
you like.
It's not that deep. At the end of the day gotta end. Whatever you put on, like, just have fun with it.
Yeah, literally.
The other thing that if you want to play with layering, I think is really fun. Some people call it shadowing, some people call it like regional. It doesn't matter. As opposed to layering things directly on top of the other, spray them on certain parts of your body.
Yeah.
So one fragrance that might go on one side of you, one on the other, something in your hair, something in your neck. It amplifies your sillage quite nicely, as well as the performance. But you've hit on something that is a pet peeve of mine. There's a lot of myths about fragrance and how you should do things and how you shouldn't do things.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
I find very few of those things to be true.
Yeah.
Like, you can rub your wrists together. It's not gonna it's not gonna destroy everything.
And some people will rub their wrists together on
Purposefully.
purpose to get rid of some of those top notes and kind of make
Yeah.
it get to the base a little quicker and warm it up quicker.
Exactly.
And I can see that.
Yeah, especially if I'm like, whenever I have guests over and I'm showing them something, like Sabrina specifically, she's like, don't rub. I'm like, girl, I'm trying to hurry up so that you can get to the dry down so you can smell it right now.
Or even like we were talking about earlier, let's say like you got like a little appointment or something.
Hello?
If they're coming too quick, I will rub because I'm
There you
trying
go
to.
again. There you go again. Lord forgive us.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that again.
Yeah.
But
Oh no, please don't. No, let's keep this
I
in.
will rub it to kind of break it down a little bit so it's not too harsh.
I bet you do.
I'm thinking of the Amouage Guidance dupe that I just tried. I don't remember the name of it, but that first note was so sharp and like strange to me. It was scary. I don't think I would ever wear the scent again, but if I were to, I would definitely break that down, because that beginning, child, that is not for me.
It's rough.
That's how it was with that new pizza fragrance by Sniff.
Yeah.
The opening was hard. It was kind of like I got like this bell pepper vibe, but honestly, once it got on my skin and like warmed up and settled down, it was a lot more bearable. Now, is this something that's gonna be like a staple in my collection? Am I like obsessed with it? Absolutely not. But once it dried down, I got more of the sandalwood, the blackcurrants, the iris, and it wasn't as like spicy and so photorealistic pertaining to a food as it was in the opening. But yeah, I'm like, those top heart and base notes are like so real. Like it really takes you on an olfactive roller coaster is what I like to call it.
And I will say, I think the secret menu was fun because we kind of touched on this a few times, but like some fragrances are meant to be like for the art.
Yes.
Like Dead Dinosaur is another one they have. It smells like gasoline. They make it wearable. There's some florals and stuff in there, but at the same time, most people aren't going to wear it. It's like a collector's item.
Exactly. And that's how I feel
and it's
about
not supposed to be mass appealing. It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be for everyone at the end of the day.
Again, it's one of those ones that we can appreciate, but recognize that it's not like for you to wear, you know?
Yeah.
Some people oddly find the smell of gasoline comforting. Like there's
I
people
do.
who do you?
I smell it
Yeah.
in terms of the actual gasoline at a gas station, not like I want to wear it on my body.
Yeah, I've
But-
never understood that, but
people have scent memories tied to odd things, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like my bonding moment with my grandfather was restoring a 1953 Cadillac Eldorado.
yeah.
So I'm a car nut. Like I am an obnoxious car nut. Like I will stop to take pictures of, like I saw a 1967 black Corvette Stingray driving up here, and I pulled over the side of the road to take a picture. Is the smell of gasoline something weird to enjoy? Probably, but like my grandfather who just passed, like that was him.
yeah.
So what are some things that aren't perfumes but it's comforting or you really like the smell of that you would maybe not even if you want a perfume, but what's something that's not of perfume or fragrance that you would that you like the smell of?
It reminds me of that new fragrance that just came out from Born to Stand Out. Is it Angel's Dust or
Angel's
Angel's
Powder
Angel's
with the
Powder? It
nail
has like
polish?
nail polish. And he was saying that he incorporated that note because it's kind of one of those fragrance notes you're not supposed to like. It's a
nostalgic.
scent you're not supposed to like, but
Yeah,
it's
but you do.
you oddly like it. And I remember when I smelled it, he's like, "What do you think?" And I said, "It smells like something I'm not supposed to like, but I really like it. Like I keep wanting to sniff it, and I like how he balanced it. You know, it didn't smell like nail varnish, but it was like weird."
I like it, and I feel like the smell of nail polish, like acetone, that kind of stuff, is similar to alcohol. So to me, it's not that off-putting. But also, someone kind of described it I sent them a sample and they're like, it gives Y2K vibes. And I totally see that. I see myself when I was younger, like painting my nails and stuff with my sisters. Like it reminds me of that. It's very nostalgic.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the smell of like when it freshly rains, and I think it's just tied to like memories of my mom taking me to like school, and it's always like rainy where we're from. And yeah, anytime it rains, I'm just like instantly brought back to that.
Love that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any like weird things that I would want to smell like you said, just the the scents that are tied to memories. Like I know for a fact that the reason I love like fresh and clean scents is because my mom was always like a clean linen around the house type of person, and I'm the youngest. I have 2 big brothers, and my brothers are like grown men in their 30s and 40s, and they only wear like Dove powder scent, like the women. So like we were just all raised on like very much cleanliness. Like my brothers were always known as like the clean, like pretty boy, type vibe. But I know that that's definitely why like now it's just so comforting to me, because it just reminds me of my childhood and like that cleanliness. But I don't know. I think that pretty much anything that I can think of that I would like to be in a fragrance has already been done, because it would mostly be like foods, like a fruity scent, or like some baked good of some sort.
That's why I created Pestilous Use, because I wanted peach cobbler, because my grandma would always make peach cobbler, and that was my inspiration. And I remember I did so many rounds of modifications because it wasn't like getting it right. I was like, you need to imagine the peaches simmering on the stove with like some brown sugar, some vanilla extract, all that. Like I want that in a bottle.
And I get that a lot in your fragrance, because it has like that juicy peach vibe, but then in the undertone, I told you it was like a fall-esque vibe. So I think that plays on like the brown sugar vibe that you were going for. I think you executed it so well. I think it is extremely unique, especially because peach is like a big thing right now. So many people are doing peach fragrances.
Like when I first started it, there wasn't that many peach fragrances, let alone a peach cobbler fragrance. I feel like now there's, Janny by Soradora, which is kind of like a peach apple tart. Still not the same at all.
Right.
But there was nothing like that. And I was like, I love the smell of peach cobbler cooking, and I love my grandma's peach cobbler. I need a fragrance that smells like that. And
you
I love
did that
peach.
so well.
You did that.
Like you did
that.
it. You did that.
I just listening to this, the takeaway I have for people listening is pursue, regardless of what anybody else says you're supposed to smell like, pursue what makes you smell good to yourself, what you feel comfortable in, what I could articulate when I haven't had 3 shots of gin. But there's a freedom in smelling good for yourself.
Absolutely.
And there's a confidence that comes with that.
Yeah, wearing fragrance to bed is like the biggest indicator of that. Like when we wear fragrance to bed, it's like, babe, we do not do this for you. We will put on a whole scent cocktail, oil, 2 different perfumes and everything, just so that you can create a very like comforting scent bubble as you go to bed. And it's like, we don't do this for y'all. I
hair
just
or
know
not.
that.
It's like compliments are nice. Hearing those things, it does make you feel confident.
Right.
But if you don't think it smells good yourself, you're not going to be walking around
Wearing it.
having that confident
your
aura
head's not gonna be
anyway.
high.
And then I feel like when you feel confident, people compliment you more anyway. When you look confident, people compliment you more.
Yeah.
And that with going to bed, we can put this episode to bed.
Okay.
Night-night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.